Hi Aries, this is your December reading. I'm Mystica Venice and welcome to my channel. I'm filming this in mid-November, but I wanted to make it a little festive, so I added my Christmas tree. It brings a little light into the room, and it's also raining today, so it's a little bit dark, and I wanted to kind of cheer up the mood. So I always start by clearing the energy. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, we welcome you here to give divine messages to Aries for Aries' highest good. And please protect this space from any negative energy. We welcome you and thank you for being here. Wonderful. I'm going to start with a couple of oracle cards. We'll do I think it's Sacred Forest, Enchanted Forest. Just to get the themes of the month. See what's coming up for you guys this month as we head into December and winter solstice and all the way through the new year. So what do we got for Aries? Let's see. Ooh, wisdom, owl spirit. It seems that you are either feeding your wisdom, like learning something, or you've just like found a new wise something about you. People have noticed that you are more wise than you were before. Like you've transformed, and yeah, and so you're using your wisdom now in a different way, and maybe it's reflecting in how people see you, and also sometimes you're surprising yourself as well. I am sensing a bit of embracing the shadow side here, and working to like by embracing your shadow side, you are now working from like a whole place. You're using all of you, and that's what's making you so wise, because you like really know your motivations and others at this time. You also have the foggy bog, patience. And with the foggy bog, as somebody that grew up in Venice, I know a lot about fog. It's talking about what you cannot see, the wild unknown that you cannot see coming because you are stuck in the fog at this moment. So there may be some things that you've been trying to figure out, and or you just like don't have the answers at this time, and it's testing your patience. But by receiving this card, I think it's telling you to carry on, because you know that at some point the fog will end, and then everything will become clear. This kind of takes me back to my childhood, walking through the park on the way to school, and Venice is built like on a wetland, so it's really foggy here, even though we don't really see the marshes anymore. They're all pretty much covered up. But in this park, I would walk through, and in the very center of the park, you couldn't see anywhere around you at all. Like, so I used to like to pretend that I was in fairy. I had gotten like, kidnapped to fairyland, and I couldn't see where I was. I was in some mystical magic place, between the ethers. It sort of speaks to like the thinness of the veil at this time between Halloween and winter solstice, and how your mystical guides are there to lead you. In this case, I think that's an egret or some sort of a wren. Okay, so I think we'll stop there and do some tarot. I'll see how these connect with your reading, and I think I'm going to be pulling some other oracle cards at the end, so we'll see. So what does what does Aries have coming up for December? Spirit, can you tell me a little bit about what's coming up for Aries? Whoa! Okay, let me see. You have the Lovers reversed, the Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Star, Seven of Swords, Death and Rebirth. Let me pull one more for this, and we will clarify these cards as well and get into the storyline. Seven of Cups. All right, so let's see here. That's my cat Odie. Say hi, Odie. Oh, okay. He loves the tarot too. So, like, I see with the Lovers and the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles that you're, like, birthing some creation at this time. You know, so, like, the Lovers reverse, like, you may have come out of a relationship, or this just talks about a creative gift, because you're coming into your Queen of Cups time, and this is, like, a really balanced time where you, like, are really balanced in your emotions and your well-being. And in this specific deck, she's crowned here with her inner eye chakra, and she is, like, surrounded by light and water code activations. So I feel like you're being activated at this time in a spiritual way, and it's really becoming a part of you, like a force to be reckoned with, that, like, can no longer be denied, not by past lovers. You know, you're turning this into, like, this is birthing a new idea that has long-term stability. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is a gift, but it's saying that you made this happen. This could speak of abstinence. Actually, if you've been like abstinent, or, you know, not had a romantic relationship in some time, this could be feeding this Queen of Cups this, like, search for your divine self. And in doing so, it seems it has planted a seed within you, and giving you this creative spark, like the need to do something with this. Oh, come here. Oh, okay. But there's still a bit of, like, tension and friction with the Five of Wands reversed. And, you know, it still doesn't feel very smooth. Here, let me show you this upright. It doesn't feel very smooth yet, you know. There's still a lot of, like, obstacles to traverse to get this seed started. And, you know, you're processing years of healing. You're processing years of healing, and it's been a long time coming that you've been processing this healing, but you're starting to see the other side of the coin now, like the healed version of self here. And so that is, like, you're acting from that place, and, like, that is the framework from which you, like, react to things now, is from, like, this healed place. So the things that used to really, like, light you up and, like, make you fiery and mad, or things that, like, really you know, press your buttons, they don't anymore. They just don't. They don't press your buttons anymore. You are so focused on you're so focused on this Ace of Pentacles and this new creation that you're working on, that, like, nothing's gonna get in your way on this. Like, there are obstacles, but you were, like, moving through them very quickly. Let's pull some clarifying cards on these. I'm gonna use the Illuminated Tarot for this. Tell me what this Lovers in reverse is. Why does Aries have the Lovers in reverse? Why does Aries have the Lovers in reverse? Oh, yeah, like, you healed your heart from heartbreak. This could be from, you know, your previous lover, or it could just be from, like, all the romantic relationships you've had up until now. Like, you've healed now from that dynamic that was keeping you stuck, looping the same, you know, familial tapes that you'd, like, your learned behavior of relationships from your family and the people around you, and maybe even the ways you thought you should react, you know, could react. But whatever the case is, like, you are healing from this past heartbreak, and that's what has gotten your emotions so balanced. You know, the Queen of Cups is, she's like really leveled up to get to where she is. Oh. Get the Four of Pentacles. You're being more responsible now with your finances, and like, you're like more organized with your budget. Like, you've really learned how to like tie up those purse strings and pinch those pennies so that you won't find yourself like in these unstable situations that you can't get out of, right? You know, a wise woman, my former boss once told me, always have enough money so that you can leave a relationship if you need to, and that includes you know, a plane ticket or a car, you know, a new apartment, just enough to like, you know. And I always thought that was like really, I mean, I was like engaged at the time, and I always thought that was so like jaded sounding, so bitter. But now I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. And back then it was like $5,000 that she was saying, always have $5,000. But that's like, I mean, that must have been like 25 years ago. And I think you would need to have, you know, at least double that, more than double than that, if you wanted to. Yeah, more than double that these days. But I digress. So like, so you're being more responsible with your finances, and you're taking a lot of more measured steps. Like, you know, you're Aries, so you get like, you get your big part, and you get going on an idea, and you like, you know, just want to like jump on it and like put your all into it, and you are, but you are being fiscally responsible with this one, and it is drawing in. It's drawing in wealth. What is this new idea? What is this Ace of Pentacles that Aries has for December? It's an unusual time to be working on a new idea, but it may have been in the idea form, and now like the sprout is happening, and once the sprout happens, you know, then yeah, it's once the roots happen, then see, this one has two sprouts here. Oh, what was that? The sun. Okay, so yeah, whatever this new idea is, it's going to bring you like immense happiness and joy. This is something that you're going to be successful at. The sun always represents success and growth. You see these sunflowers at the bottom? I just love these cards. So you're going to get a lot of growth. This is like a really, whatever it is that you're working on, this is like really, you're aligning with, whatever you didn't align with is falling away. And now you are like realigning in this new way. It could be a new lifestyle. It could be a new job. It could be a new mindset for some of you, but it's, you know, I feel with the Ace of Pentacles, whatever it is going to bring you a lot of money. So if this isn't a business idea, perhaps just like you shining in this new alignment, you know, it's going to make people want to work with you, and that will bring in the money. Like, so either way, the money is coming in, I see, financially for you. And then why is the Five of Wands reversed here? Oop, oop. Okay. So you got the Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups, so now you have the Queen of Cups again, and the Six of Swords. So you're avoiding this friction, these resentments, these arguments, you know, you're avoiding these. There's like a comet in this one. Are they like reaching? I never really noticed that. Are they like reaching out for this fire? They can't touch you. You're too hot. That's exactly what it is. Like, ooh, it can't even get to you. Because what you have is grounded on this foundation You know, people see you as like innocent and pure. And that's a bit of the Aries in you because you are the child of the zodiac. But like you're coming from a place of like well-intentioned, you know. And so that's why like these fights don't work on you anymore. These like old triggers, you know, from family and friends, these old, or even just like people, you know, that bother you at the market in line or while you're driving. Like these things just don't bother you anymore because they're not important. I mean, not to say that you won't have new trials and tribulations. I'm just pointing out at how much you've changed from all the growth and healing that you've done this year. It's really exciting. And so they want to reiterate, that's why you have the Queen of Cups again, is that like you've leveled up and you've balanced in your emotions. You've come from a place of pure intentions. And for some of you, this could mean that you are around children, or this new idea is around children. That, because it can sometimes mean children, but a lot of times it means good memories, good nostalgic feelings, you know, like you could be looking for this place that you've always dreamed of. Like you always said, when I grow up someday, you know, I want my life to be like this. And now you're finally headed towards this, and everybody can see it, you know. Anybody close to you can see this. Oh, and the other one was the Six of Swords, because you're moving away from these things that used to bother you. You know, you may even be literally moving away, you know, from to a place that feels more like home. And if you're not literally moving away, then you're leaving a job situation, you're leaving, you know, an old relationship. It could be an old mindset. You're leaving it behind. Because once you, like, have accepted your shadow self and have, like, opened yourself up to seeing things this new way, like once you have more self-compassion, it's a lot easier to be compassionate with others, towards others, because you understand, like, there, you know, a lot of times when people are like angry and bickery, it's coming from a place of fear and, you know, hurt feelings and resentments, and you can see that plainly now. You kind of like see past the masks of people, you know, like they're not even there. And it leaves them vulnerable, but they see that you have good intentions, and then how you react to them, and so now people are seeing you as the Queen of Cups. Like before, you were feeling into it, you were changing into it, you were developing into it, but now people are seeing you for that, and they're seeing that, like, you, I wanted to say have the right to walk away, but, like, you walked away for a good reason from this situation. And, like, nobody can hold that against you either. Like, your friends and family see that you're doing this to save yourself. So now you're coming out this healed version, right? This is coming into the future, right? This is talking about your past and like what you're doing now, it's starting to do. So this is going into towards mid-December through to January. So you approach everybody, all the obstacles in your life from this healed place as the star, right? And then you have the Seven of Swords reversed. So there's still like a lot of people, you know, that would rather take advantage of you. There's still people out there that you can't trust, or situations that you have to be concerned of trusting. So it's like, and then, but it's like, it's like they see you as, it's one of these things, and I think this happens, it's happened before, but the people still see you as somebody, you know, that maybe they can take advantage of because you're so nice. but now you're healed, so you're not like people pleasing anymore. And when you stop people pleasing, like, you see, like, this person is just like walking away. They're like, I can't get one over on Aries. You know, here you are calling them out. You know, they get me every time. They see through my mask. They know my intentions. And I can't get away with it. And so you move into this death and rebirth card. I like to call the death card the butterfly card because of the metamorphosis, the transformation that happens. And so, like, you've already been going through this transformation for some time, but, like, I think when you leave this situation behind, it's a total transformation. Something happens, and we'll pull clarifying on this, that we can't see. You know, it's like the dark period. In December, it's the dark period, and we have a lot more time to think. And in doing that, and then studying, and, you know, possibly meditating here, I would imagine it with the people that watch my channel. You're revealing some, like, you're doing some wild dreaming. And you're dreaming into existence, you know, what you want your life to be like, what you want your life to feel like. And you're like wild dreaming it right now. You're like manifesting this desire. You may have some altar work happening this month, like altar spells or something like that. It could be even as simple as some type of vision board. I know, like, there's a lot of new and fun ways to do vision boarding that it's not, you know, you're cutting paper out. You can do them on your ink collage app, or, you know, you could do like a Pinterest board that's your vision board, but something like that where you're like really like reimagining what you want your life to look like. Let me see here. Why was the star reversed here for Aries in mid-December? Why was the star reversed here? Oop. Page of Pentacles. This page really loves this idea that they're working on, and he's looking at, or she, this page is looking at their pentacle, because they revere this new idea that they've been working on here with the Ace of Pentacles. And again, I'm seeing like this work may be in some way like helping others, or like of a spiritual nature. For some of you, this past creative project that came up first, or relationship. So some of you are healing your heart from a relationship, but for some of you, you're healing your heart from a creative project that didn't work out. Or maybe it had just come to the end of the line of where it could be successful. And, you know, there's a lot of grief in that, having to close up shop in some regard. And like this year, a lot of things have been happening, especially with small businesses, because of the tariffs and, you know, the costs of the booths and the trade shows and the, you know, all the things that you have to do, the advertising just to make it work, the content creation. You know, it's heartbreaking to have to give up on this, but because you have this new idea, this new spiritual path, it's really going to far surpass whatever this old creative project or relationship was. So, you know, like, go ahead and heal from that and let yourself grieve when you need to grieve, in a balanced way. But so now like this new project or idea is like helping you to heal even further. And that's what, like, That's what really starts to turn it around. When you start to believe in yourself, like the Page of Pentacles believes in himself. He believes in his coin, which is his idea, his money, his way of making money. What else? What else on the star there? Oh, the Page of Cups, yeah. And he is revering his fish, or they're revering their fish. It's a cup of love, you know. And so, like, it talks about, like, being in the beginning of a new journey, right? Where you were closing out a cycle here. Now you're beginning this new journey. And, you know, these are both messengers. Pages are messengers, and they're oftentimes young people. So these could be, you know, young people or people that are full of life, or they could just be people that are new to you that are really, like, loving this gift that you're showing them, you know, this gift of healing, and it's like helping them too. And you're seeing the results. You know, these could be clients of yours that you have in your new healing gift, whether you do like Reiki or sound healing or you know, skincare or whatever this may be for you. Maybe you make like home remedies, or, you know, whatever this may be. Like, you're starting to see the results. People are starting to love this, and you are also starting to love these aspects of yourself that were challenging before. So now, who's this thief in the night? The Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here? You know, you may just be like always like mistrustful of people because you've always had to watch your back, and so you're like afraid it's too good to be true. The Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're afraid it's too good to be true. So like you're still trying to juggle, but it's also the Page of the Two of Pentacles talks about a need to be more playful and to not take life so seriously, and also like to find ways to balance your finances, to juggle the bills, right? While you're creating this new thing. That's what this is. But you're going to be receiving messages, and hopefully these messages, well, they're going to be coming quick, but hopefully these messages, you know, have to do with this success, and like money coming in. That's what we want, right? That's what we all want. Let me see, is there anything else? Oh, also, yeah. You might also just like be having to navigate, like, when starting this new idea, a lot of, you know, there might be a lot of untrustworthy people, and so like you have to be able to balance this on your own. You're not ready to share this. What are these messages? Why do we have the Eight of Wands here? What are these messages here? They could be messages of people from the past. Six of Wands, equity. You know, these could be messages like from people from the past. That want to like even the score, whatever that may be with you. But the Six of Wands. Oh, I was thinking of the Six of Pentacles. Success, right? You learn. Okay, success. So okay, you are mistrustful of people, but you learn to juggle, and to be a little more playful. You know, you're gonna always trust yourself. And then because of that, you get a quick success. Quick success, Aries! Oh my god, that is so good. Woohoo! Alright, yeah. Hold on. Quick success! Oh my god, I love that. The Six of Wands, for those of you who don't know, It normally shows this guy, and he's like walking through a parade, and like people are like throwing laurel crowns at him. Like he caught one with this little thing. They're throwing like food and flowers, and they're like, oh, you know, it's a homecoming parade for this night here. So you have this quick success, and that is what creates this transformations, total rebirth. Like, you know, having this kind of confidence and belief in yourself after all that you've been through is amazing. And it's definitely something I'm seeing that Aries have needed for a very long time. So what is this death and rebirth? Tell me about the death and rebirth. This also has an infinity symbol on it. I like to think also there is like an intuitive nature. It's almost like, you know, third eye energy. This faceless, you know, that's also source, connecting with source there in the nature, in the sky. This hooded messenger is like divine life itself. Ooh, oh my god. Aries, closing out a cycle. Sorry, cover her up. Yeah, you are celebrating the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Like, you, whatever it is, you did it. You effing did it. Like, this is it. Celebration. You have the Six of Wands and the World card. You know, she's got the laurel leaf. They both have laurels, and laurel represents success. They used to use it to like crown Olympians in Greece with laurel crowns. And then also the World card, a lot of times it shows the Ouroboros, which is like the beginning and the end of a cycle. It's like, it talks about that there is no end or no beginning, because wherever one ends, the other one starts. And so it's always still cyclical. And then it's like, then you have so many choices, you don't know what to do. Like, you're gonna have to be very discerning, because with this success, because like you're gonna receive opportunities, and so like you're a bit nervous about making the correct decisions. But if you're looking out for your higher interests of your divine good, and you're doing so with a balanced, you know, emotional, from a balanced emotional place, like using the owl spirit, the wisdom, the gift of this wisdom that's coming to you, or you are already received, as well as the patience of the foggy bay. And also I want to say the belief in magic, that like, you know, miracles can and do happen all the time to people all the time, you know. So let's see, why is the Seven of Cups here? What are all these choices? And choices are also anxieties and worries. You could see he's very tentative. He's like, oh, do I choose this one? Do I choose this one? You know, like, so let's see, what is this? It's got ladders on it. It's actually kind of reminds me of Chutes and Ladders, because there's a snake and then the ladder. So to me, that means it's like you've done this before, and like, you know, you pick the wrong one, you go down the slide, but if you pick the right one, then you can go up the ladder. So you're getting huge chutes and ladders. So you're worried that if you make the wrong choice, that you're going to be like back down in poverty. What is this Seven of Cups? Why do we have the Seven of Cups here? Or Aries. That one wanted to pop out. The Ace of Swords. You're going to be able to make a clear decision. So swords are about like certainty, like knowing when to use that sword with certainty. So it's a clarity of mind. And with this clarity of mind, you're going to be able to make these clear decisions. I don't know why he has his hand on it like that. That looks painful. It should be down below, but don't do that. Clarity. You're going to have the clarity to make this decision. Do not worry. Do not worry. So is there anything else that Aries needs to know right now? You got You got the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. So this talks about using your intuition and trusting your intuition at this time. And if you're not sure what your intuition is saying, to like seek some space, some quiet, some solitude, whether that's just like going in your bedroom for an hour to meditate, or free write, or listen to a guided meditation, or reading a book. Just making sure you rest so that you can have the intuition to be able to make these decisions with clarity. You got the King of Wands. This talks about Knight of Wands. This talks about fast moving action towards your passion, right? The Chariot, you are on your way, baby. It goes with the Six of Swords. You are on your way, on the move, and then you have the Knight of Swords. Again, with that clear mind, you are able to, and I want to say with a clear mind, to like not be overstimulated, like don't watch the news too much, maybe like the company you keep, who you choose to be around, like to be clear of mind. It takes work, right? And the Page of Pentacles again. So like, yeah, you are on your way. And the Knights are both fast moving action, as well as the Eight of Wands. Whereas before, the Page is like a slow moving action, but you are like taking fast action. And this Page of Pentacles is going to grow. Tell me more about this Page of Pentacles. The Chariot there. Chariots also represent success, judgment, second chances, right? Second chances. And Four of Cups. A gift from God, from the divine. A divine inspiration. This card can be read a lot of ways, but in this case, this is clear. Yeah, this is amazing, Aries. This reading has gone a little longer than I expected, but I still want to do a couple more oracle cards. Let me pull one of these. This is a Wild Unknown Oracle deck. The Tear. Some things are bittersweet, right? This Tear is an emerald, and it's got like gold on it too. The eye is like protection. It's like evil eye, but you're also like shedding a tear for the past, for what could have been, for like closing the door on these old hopes and dreams. They served their purpose and they served you well. But now it's time for them to go away and to start like this next chapter of your life. You like succeeded. This could even for some of you be like retiring from your job and starting a business. So it's like, yeah, like it when you close out a chapter, you're not going to be around these people. When you leave somewhere, you're not going to be around these people, these places, and they're, these places that you're nostalgic for, that are that feel like home. And so like it's normal to mourn that, and it's almost like it gives it reference. It's like it's more than just mourning it, it's honoring it. It's honoring this part of your life that served you well, and all of the grief and heartache and the wins and the congratulatory celebrations and all the things you enjoyed about it. So like, wish it well, honor it, close the door, and get ready for this next cycle, because it is coming in hot. I'm telling you. Woo! All right, Aries, thank you so much. I'll see you in January.